Well, hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning, my mad scrappy people. Okay, by the time you see this, it may not be morning. In fact, I'm positive it won't be, but it is for me now. So I'm coming to you now with day 3, 14 and 14. And this one is it's one of my, not challenge cards, but it's one of those, what I call, I want to make that card, but ... I don't have. And it's a card I saw on Pinterest and I thought was really cute because I loved the rustic look of it. So, I mean, this is not an exact replica. It's just my take on it. So it's a little different. I really loved how they did the background. That was the big thing that was just, to me, striking. So I pulled out my own materials and, of course, my own letters because I didn't have the exact ones. And it's not laid out in the same way either. So it's just, you know, it is what do we call it? Scrap lifting. So I guess it's card lifting, whatever. But this is my take on it. And I thought you guys might enjoy it because this is a great card to give to a guy. It, you know, it has that little bit of love, but it's not like, and foo-foo-y. That was the big point. I didn't want to make it foo-foo-y. So, and Peanut Gallery loved it, so there we go. If he likes it, there we go. So, let's get to the business of making this card. Okay, so the key to always getting cards done quickly and efficiently is to have everything handy and have it all prepared. So, I already, remember I always said if I'm going to cut one, I'm going to cut 10. So, I think I have more than 10 panels here cut. And they're cut to, we're doing an A2 card, except this is my card base. I'm going to make some of them tentful just because. So this is what was going to be my card base right here. It's your basic 4 1/4 by 11, and I just scored it at 5 1/2. And then I have a bunch of panels that are all cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And these are what I'm going to emboss, right? Are you a card panel? No, there we go. Okay. So I take this. I'm going to take very quickly. Let me go off. You can't see it. I'm just giving it a spritz. And I'm going to put it in my 3D, Tim Holtz 3D embossing folder. This thing is nothing short of amazing. Okay, and it shouldn't get stuck to your hands. Why get stuck to my hands? So much for efficiency, right? There we go. And I'm going to run it through Old Faithful here because it is the one cutter, or actually, my Big Shot is the one that I can count on. Whoops, you know what? And I'm doing this wrong because I think I can only use, there we go, only one. There we go. I was going to break it. That would have been sad. Put that out of the way. But my Big Shot is the one I can count on to do everything I need. So I will never get rid of her. She is Old Faithful. But I go all the way over to the edge. I didn't hear it pop, and I have that dot. There we go. Now. So now we have a ton. Watch. Because this wood one. Look at that panel. Isn't that just amazing? I'm like, I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you to give me a minute. I'm gonna do all the panels right now to get them all done. All right, I'm back. Look at me doing something that everybody else does. I think I haven't pulled out this block in the entire time I've had it, and now it's like it lives on my desk because it's a great weight. It's a great paperweight, literally. But I put it there because when of course, the paper, when you spritz it, wants to, so I just put down and flatten it. But I want to show you something about this. But Tim's embossing folders, you look at this panel, it's amazing. You flip it over, oh my gosh, which side do I use? I mean, there's very little difference. It's just amazing. But this side, you can tell actually, is the top. So this is what we are going to use. But I'm not done yet. First we gotta do all the prep work, and then we get to really play. So again, the key to getting all of these done efficiently, especially when you live by, make one, cut 1, cut 10, is you have to have a bunch of pre-cut panels. And I only have 4 right now. I have to go find some other paper because I had very little of this. And it's sparkly, if you can tell. And it's from, oh my goodness. Why am I having such name find? Tonic. This is Tonic. They're pearlescent and onyx black. So I'm going to have to go find some more because I literally didn't even have one sheet left. I had 2 pieces, so I cut out what I could, including the one for the sample, as you can see here. And I still have that little piece. I can cut out an extra letter. So I already have my little panels cut down to size because I could do that. Normally I don't. I just at most cut in strips, but this, because of the sizing, I did that. And I'm going to, the one thing I know that I never do is that I cut more than one layer, but I know it will do it. So these are diamond press. These letters are from my diamond press collection. I can't tell you what the name is. I'm gonna try, if I can remember, I can find it. I'll link it down below, or I'll put it here on the video. But it's these are like Oh my gosh, they almost look like letters that would be like on a Letterman jacket, that kind of sporty thing. And I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but I'm glad I used them because I really like them. And remember, again, this is a very guy-centric card. So for this, I thought it would work. So I'm going to take 2 layers. Whoopsie. In fiddly farting with this, I've already untaped one of the letters. That's okay because we can tape him back on. Come here, L. Come here, come here. Come back to your little spot. Whoops. And get him under the tape. But this little panel for these, I got 3 because that's all I need are the 3 letters because the O is the heart. So I cut this, I believe it's 3 1/8 this way. And that was me splitting my piece of paper, literally, you know, cutting it down to make it fit. And remember I said, it's all about having everything handy. So where did my little, oh my goodness, hold on, because I moved my buffer to use Mr. Marquis here. All right, peeps, in my defense, I didn't move them. They fell off the desk and I didn't catch it. So there, I didn't see it. So there you go. It's not my fault. Nope, nope, nope. I didn't do it. I probably knocked them off because that's the kind of doofus I am. Okay, so my goodness. This is where I sometimes miss having using the Empress because I don't have to fiddly fart with them moving. So, you know, I get spoiled that way very, very easily. But we're going to use the Marquis because he's there and he needs some love too. He's like, wait a minute, now you got the Empress, you know, the royalty, and now you're like leaving me behind. Oh no, because I loves my teal. And I know this guy works. So we've cut out our letters. Look at that. See, I told you, I'm doing the bottom layer first, and there they are. So I cut through 2 layers of paper. I probably could have done 3, but I'm not going to push my luck. 2 is good enough for me. Let me pick up these guys, and I'll realign them in a minute. But I wanted to show you. That is part of the efficiency, is to know how much your dies will take. So I've got 2 sets of layers there. Now I did the same with the hearts. I cut my strips because I figured out how much I could cut out. So I'm going to do 2 layers again here. And of course I can only cut 1 heart at a time. So that's the downside, but I just want to show you real quickly that you can, you know, efficiently do this. You cut, especially if you're doing production work. I forgot I already had a tape on my heart. Duh. If you're doing production work, you know, then definitely cut more than 1 at a time. So there I go. Just put it up there towards the top. And the tape already came untaped. That's okay. And we will just run this through really, really quick. Because that's the real coolness about this one. This is a really simple, pretty card. Not a lot of pieces for once. There you go. And look, perfectly cut hearts. Okay, so now I'm going to leave you again. I'm going to cut all my stuff out. All right, kids, I am back with a big pile of hearts and letters. And I have my 1 panel. Remember, I have this other stack right here. And I will be putting together. I have enough for 11 cards. So that's what I'm going to be making. So I think I'll have 12 total. But remember, if you're going to make 1, go into production mode, cut 10. I mean, you don't have to cut 10. I do 10 now because I donate to 2 different charities. So I divide them up. So I figure, to me, to whom much is given, much is expected. And I am fortunate in my life that I am blessed with a modicum of talent, and I'm able to kind of splurge on these things, and I do, and I get to share with you, and I feel like I need to give back because God has blessed me oh so richly with, you know, not just material things, but with wonderful people in my life and everything. And there you go. So anyway, let's carry on before I get super sappy. So now we're going to take and we're going to rusticate my card. And what I did, and it's really, really simple. I just grabbed my, Simon says intense black, and people, it is intense black. This is no, you know, this is truth in advertising. And I just grabbed the whole darn stinking pad and I just rub over it. I just rubbed over this. I'm not doing it hard because if I overdo it or I press too hard, I just want it to pick up. I just want to pick up all the rusticated parts. You know, this is, I mean, let me try, what am I trying to say? The embossing folder itself is called cracked. So I'm not so sure it's supposed to be wood. I'm using it as wood because doesn't that look, I mean, again, because I want that rustic, you know, this is for a more masculine type of card. I want it, and it looks like, and you've seen bark that's super, super cracked like that. So I thought This was perfect. I'm pretty sure I also have a bark one, but this is the first one I hit, and this was the one I used. And you could tell that didn't take me that long. And I'm only rubbing lightly because I did get a smudgy spot right there. And here, this part, I had a little hard time when I was doing it the sample. And I just had to come on the side and hit that a little bit harder, angle my pad a little tiny bit so that it shows. But all you do is you chatter your head off. This is great crop work where you're just, talking with your friends as you're getting nothing done. Because I don't know about you, but that's what happens to me. But I have a dirty mat now, so one moment, please. We're going to get Yon Bleachy Wipe, and let's wipe this down. Just clean it up real quick, so that the rest of the card doesn't pick up. Because it's not going to hurt all the black letters, needless to say. And then I'm just going to take and do that, and you're wondering, why are you doing that for, you crazy woman? Where's my mat? I'm only going to dry this area. I'm going to leave that damp because I have letters and hearts to put together, and I'm going to leave that dampness to help with my glue. Because remember, we're going to glue this together, and you know how I do it, puddle method. But this adds a little dampness, and it makes my glue last wet a little longer, and I'm always forgetting to do that. I know this little trick. It does help, but like you can tell, my biblical glue is still going because God has blessed me richly with this glue. Now, when I cut out these hearts, I'm going to tell you, this heart, I could cut 3 layers out at a time. And which was, wow, the bottom layer was kind of wonky. Like, see on this one, you could tell, so it didn't cut right here, but I just tore it out because this is the back side anyway. This is cardstock. I'm only making 2 layers. So, and remember, when I do this, I go on the top side. I add glue to the top of my layer, and then I grab the top layer and I lay it on top. And there you go. And this one, of course, this is a very basic shape, so it lines up very, very quickly. And I do this gingerly. I make sure that it's all lined up. I don't press real hard, and then I give it the final press to make sure it is nice. See, now it's perfect. So there we go. So we got my heart done. Now we have all of these letters. Now I did run out. Like I said earlier, I don't have enough of the pearlescent black. I now have an order. I took one during the break. I went and did a little shopping, and I put in another order with tonic for more because I really like their pearlescent. Oh my gosh. And it's very, I could get away. The sample, I got away with just using the layer. But I want to set a good example to you guys. So I am going to layer it just to make it a little bit thicker. Just to solidify it a little bit. Because I'm still going to add foam to it. So I'm going to grab my layers. These are, so I cut out 1 layer out of heavy cardstock. And then I use what I had of the mirror cardstock from Tonic, but it's not a true mirror. It's from their mirror line, but it's a very matte. But I thought it would be perfect. It adds, a little added oomph. But oh look, I get all the glue except in one little spot. Really, seriously. So I'm gonna use my tweezers that I'm not trying to get glue on. I'm not very, very good at it. So let's just do it the right way, Myra. There we go. Much better. Okay, let's grab our V. Let's glue the correct letter together. But anyway, so this is a matte mirror, so it has a tiny bit of a shine, not really a lot, but it's not like flat cardstock like this. And I wanted that little bit, so I have both and I did order some, I realized I don't have black glitter. What the heck is that all about? I have 14 million pieces of paper in this room and no black glitter cardstock. I'm so ashamed. Okay, so let me put down a little bit more glue here. I do need it. I'm still astounded. I'm getting glue out of this bottle. And I don't know. But we will glue our letters very quickly together. And there'll be a little bit layer. And then I'm going to add foam to the back of it. I'll do that off camera because really, how often do you need to see somebody do foam? It isn't rocket science. Okay. And I have a roll of thin foam that I want to use up because I'm just going to stick to buying my 1/8 strips from scrapbook.com. They don't pay me to say that. I'm telling you, they're now my favorite 1/8 thin strips for using for this kind of thing where it's a little bit thinner, and for, of course, shaker cards. Okay, so now I have my V, I have my E. Now all I need is my L. I'm going to see if I can pull off the rest of that glue. I think I can. There's plenty here to use to glue this up. There we go. So let's see, L up, the little bit, little smidgen right there. Just much, and see, but we missed some here. It's just I'm running out of glue. The more their glue is, the less it's a problem. And let me just wipe real quick my tweezers off, and we'll just lay this down. These are very easy to line up because they're they're not intricate cuts. They're very basics. But as always, just, gingerly press together, check, double check, triple check, quadruple check, make sure, and then go for the hard press to flatten it out. But now it makes these cards. So now my letters are, very well reinforced. All I needed was one layer of heavy. So now we have Elva and a heart. Now give me a second. Let's wipe this off real quick. Ooh. Okay, clean. Okay, now what I'm going to do is grab my, this is a roll I got off of Amazon, which I can't complain about it, but I've had it forever, and I want to just finish using it up and then just go to what I love. So, but I'm going to go ahead. I could use 1/4 inch, but I don't have a lot of it. So I don't want to deal with it. There you go. So what I do is I go diagonal. So that's how I got away with using the thinner one without reinforcing, and I just put on the single layer, I just put on the letter, I went straight to foam, but I did it diagonally. So, and you don't see anybody do that except a crazy woman like me. And what I didn't do is I do this. This is what I did on the other one. So I may have to trim that back or just put a little tiny piece there. But that way, it's almost like as if the diagonal kind of reinforces it. I can't explain it. And maybe I'm crazy and it does nothing, but I think it does. And yes, I am crazy. That's old news, people. I don't know. I mean, obviously the new people don't know that, but you will soon find out that I am a mad woman and have no business on YouTube other than because this is fun. I do this for pure, unadulterated fun. I have a blast sharing with you guys. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do that to the other 2 letters. So give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, kiddos, I am back. I have my card base here. I went ahead really quickly and stamped the back. But since half of these, all these are going to donate, and I'm not going to stamp the inside because, I'll stamp mine, but the rest I'm not going to. So, but I'm not going to stamp it now. What I did want to say is this is one of my other stamps that I got. These are from Anna Griffin in this set, and I know I probably reviewed it whenever I got them in one of my mail calls. And I can't remember if I got it from HSN. I want to say I did, but it could have been the sale too. What I did want to say is I went ahead and stamped with the Simon Says Intense Black. It's a good ink for stamping as well. I just wanted to let you know that some of the other inks are not in the Simon Says collection. I told you that, but this one is a winner. So on that note, let's grab my black pen right here and let's sign our card right now. Handcrafted by TheMaddScrapper 2024. And there we go. Because all artists sign their work. So now all I have to do is assemble. This is a really, really cinchy card, but I think it, in its own way, it's very striking. I really love those colors. And now I'm doing this, and look, I'm getting the matte all dirty again because that ink is not all dried off. I should have hit it with the, and I'll remember that when I do the other ones, is to hit it. Let me just pull that off. I just don't want it to get on the card. That's not working. Do that real quick. So I remember that is to just assemble them. When I do this in I'm doing this in the pieces. I would have normally have done, glued all the backings onto the card bases immediately. But not here. Where do I want to put? That smudgy spot really, really bothers me. But I think it'll be covered nicely by the E. So let's just line that up really quick. I made it the full size of my card base. So this panel is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 by 4. Okay. And now it's all about placing the letters. It's all about alignment. So let's put these puppies down. And they're going in pretty, they're pretty easy. I did a little fiddly farting, very technical term, that's a Myra term, and putting these, because I really wanted to line up like the edges, the letters of the edges, but it doesn't necessarily work that way. So it's more of a visual thing. And the sample, and I have I'll put it up, I'll make sure it's seen. Actually, I could even do that. Oh, look at that. Now, doesn't that look cool? Because the whole letters were quite cattywampus on the sample I saw on Pinterest. But, oh, I like that. So now let's go ahead. Let's start removing tape. And we'll tape our letters down. And this card will almost be done. Woohoo! I need to get a little, I have a little Anna Griffin trash can that I probably need to put on my desk when I'm working so that I can, because what I do is I send them all the way over to the edge, not on the mat, because I can never get these off the mat. Everything sticks to the mat. You hear me saying that all the time. I'm like a flippin' broken record. There you go. But it is what it is. So let me move that roll so then I have a nice place where I can just pile them all on. And oh, I know what I could use. I could use practically the little container I use when I'm doing shakers and glitter and whatnot, embossing. Those little guys will work very well. Okay, now I use tweezers because that gives me, believe it or not, a little bit more control. My fat fingers aren't in the way. Because I want to align it so more or less there's the same amount of space on it. There we go. Okay. And now we're going to go for the E. But you notice, I forgot to mention, see how I did these diagonally? It gives it a little bit, you know, for using this thinner tape, instead of down the middle and you have it all hanging off the edge. I seem to like that better. And that's a new thing I started doing. And my brain just decided, hey, you should do this. Again, I don't know if it's technically correct, if, you know, if I'm just crazy. Yeah, we already had this discussion, all right, about whether I'm crazy or not. But it works for me. So you guys might try it and see how you feel, how it works. Okay, so now we're going to put down the E. We're going to use the tweezers. And we're going to lay it down. And I want to, you know, what I want to do is put the edge and edge, but I realize that then it looks funky. So I'm just going to do... I was showing this last night to Natasha, and I had done it that way, and we both looked at it, and I go, I just doesn't, my eyes didn't like it. So when I moved the E in, that was it. So yeah, there's more space on one side than the other, and who cares? It's my card. I can't imagine the recipient's going to grab a ruler and say, oh my goodness. There's, you know, it's half an inch here, but only a quarter inch there. I would like to think that anyway. So it's like, no, most people aren't going to notice. So sometimes you just gotta namaste and not worry about it. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. And we're going to put our little cattywampus heart. There we go. Ah! And I can't. But we still need to put our twine. Oh! So I grabbed, and I have a ton of black twine. This is from, I think this is FSA twine that I have had forever. I got it from, Spellbinders. Let me take it back. This is actually, I think, Spellbinders twine. And then this is just regular old baker's twine that I got from the 99th, or no, this is from, give me a second, it's going to come to me, what it's called, Dollar Tree. There we go. It's no longer Dollar Tree, but we're still going to call it a Dollar Tree. Okay, and because it is such expensive twine, I'm going to be really stressed about, oh, let me save every last inch. No. I'm just going to pull what I think I need, because now I do it both together. I do them both together, and I just do bunny ears. Because it's easier and faster. Unless you're doing it on camera, and then it is not easier and faster. Then it's a pain in the butt. At least if there were bunny butts, we'd be okay. But oh my gosh, guys! And I just saw the cutest Easter kit on Tonic, and I'm getting it. Wait till you see it! Oh my God, it's adorable. Anybody who watches VNA has already seen it. I can tell that she already did the review on it. But I just caught up with it because I'm super behind on my own YouTube watching. I'm just like you guys. I love to watch YouTube videos, but I am just ridiculously busy with house stuff and this and work. Usually I used to have a lot of time during work because I used to do a lot of corrections for on the platform, so I could have something in the background while I was making corrections on forms for people. Now they could do it themselves, so I don't do that anymore. And I realize that is the difference. I go, why do I suddenly don't have enough YouTube time? That's it. My job has changed. There you go. And I was so happy when all of that was happening. Be careful what you ask for. Okay, so I'm going to glue this down. So I'm talking and not explaining. And I just want the easiest way to put a bow down is just grab a glue dot. I just grab one of my little glue dots and just peel it up. Make it into a little glue pill. Stick it on the back. And then you're going to stick your little bow. There we go. Gosh, this bow, I love it the way it is. I think I'm going to leave it. I'm not even going to cut ends. I think I'm going to leave that crazy paisy. I love it. And there you go, guys. This is our card. I mean, it comes together super fast, super easy, super cute. I love it. It's a great card for the man in your life or whoever you want to send, I just love it. And hopefully you do too. If you do, if you enjoyed this, if you learned something new, then by all means, go ahead, give me a thumbs up and drop me a line. And if you want to see more of my madness, because I'm back stroking with that madness, then come to the dark side, subscribe, and ring that bell, and you know when I will be on. Meanwhile, I am going to go because I have a husband and a nephew and a mother-in-law waiting outside for me to finish this video so we can go to lunch. Okay, see, you guys all know that I love you, okay? But go out there and craft and make something beautiful. And always remember that what you make and what you give brightens someone's day. So go out there, make a difference in someone's day with a card, okay? And as always, never, ever, ever forget that we're all a little mad here. So come on, people, craft the madness with me, okay? Love y'all. Bye.